Okay. Okay, my name is Zahid Said. I am a CEE architect as part of Center of Excellence team here in Seattle. But today I am in Denver, Colorado, in the United States. And just a little bit introduction, our team actually, what we do is we develop the contents like the technical and sales enablement contents, and then we also deliver it in the field just to get the feedback. But our main purpose is to train the people who are delivering this training. It could be distributors, it could be the learning partners, and we would love to get your feedback. I think you are the first one in FY21 that we are doing the technical. Yesterday we did the sales. This one is the technical. This is trainer session. So everything we will share with you. It will be more in a way that you can supposed to redeliver that to your partners. And we also closely work with the engineering, so we get the feedback from you, what you need more with the customers, and we can improve our products. So these are the two things which our field does. Let me just share my desktop now, and then we can start. And feel free to unmute yourself if there is any questions. Feel free to unmute yourself, and if there will be any background noise, so I will be muting you. In case you forget, just a reminder. So let me know if you can see my desktop.
Yes, we can see.
Excellent, thank you. And now while I am presenting, just for Microsoft team, if someone joins the meeting, if you can admit them, that will be great, because I might not be able to focus on that. Yeah.
Don't worry, we will take care of this, Zahid.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have 7 actually modules here in this training, which you will see. So let me first share with you the agenda. So here is the agenda. Module 0 is more kind of overview, what we are covering, what's the objective, kind of at the high level. And then in the second is more introduction and partner transform tools. So module 0 to 2 are like 80% similar to the sales enablement training, because here we are making sure everybody is at the same level with the value proposition for them. 365 Business Premium, the new features what we have, and the partner opportunity. And then about the partner transform platform, again the same, because here we have some tools that I will share with you that we want to make sure technical and salespeople both can leverage that. And then we have security teams. So we have these 12 hours also include the labs. So when we do the security module, then we will also do the labs as part of that. Same with teams, device management, business-wise. So these module 3, 4, 5, 6 have labs embedded into that. And then we have module 7, which is making it real, like whatever you have learned, we will give you a scenario. It's not a test. There is no pass or fail. But after that, you will apply the learning what you did and present a solution to your to partners. So the other, like the guidelines which we are creating for this, how to deliver this, because it's very difficult, like to have maybe delivered in 2 days, 1.5 days, while we are all doing virtual. So we are putting guidelines. For example, what I will recommend is, if possible, like 3 sessions. It could be in a week, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like 4 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour. That is the one possibility. And the second one is 3 hour, 3 hour, like 4 sessions of 3 hours of this 12 hours. So you can do it like within a week, you can do within a month, 2 weeks. It really depends upon you, what you feel better, what works for your region, because you know your partners much better than us. But I will not recommend to deliver like virtual delivery in 2 days here, because while we are doing right now, even after 2 hours, the people will not focus a lot. So it's important to deliver it into the sessions. And as I said, I already prepared for the sales guideline, and this one we are just preparing more, and then just calculating the time, how much it takes with the lab. And we will add another slide here in the agenda, giving like option 1, option 2, or session 1, session 2, how you can do it. So in the module 0 is what are the like the overview of this. It gives like a bigger picture. Let's see here. The value proposition, as I said, and leverage partner sales and demo tools, enable security, implement configure teams, and then we have mobile device management here, business-wise, and we know that it's not available in Western Europe. Like calling plans, we don't have, but you can bring your own calling plans in that region, and we can discuss if you have any questions how to do it. And the last one is this. The hands-on kind of scenario where you present at the end of this, and it means your partner is going to present. So as before we start that, we also going to give you this OneNote. So as part of this package, everything, by the way, which I am sharing, you will get it. The speaker notes, OneNote, slide decks, everything, you will have it. And this one is the instructor guide. If you see here, like one we have the partner, and one we have the instructor. So two OneNote files we have. So let's say this is the workbook. Let's look at that, what it is. So this workbook is for the student. So whoever, let's say, attend your training, and they will get the deck, and they will also get the OneNote as part of this. And it's OneNote is not more, it's all the slides which we have there. And they can, for example, here, that was the overview module, what it is explains that. And then if we go to partner transform tool, what the objective is, so they, while you are giving the session, they can note it, right? So they will have one place to make their notes, all of those. This will be shared with you. The other one is here, that is more kind of instructor guide, that you can say, kickoff slide, introduce, agenda slide, share the overview of the course. So this is kind of guideline which we have. And yeah, you can see here all of these tabs is about based on each module you get. So this is the OneNote module which you have. If you last year, if any of you delivered the training in FY20, we did not have the OneNote. So this is something we started this year. And also we want to make sure that it's more optimized with the virtual delivery and what are the prerequisites if you deliver the training. So we are also making it part of the guideline. Like we want to make sure everybody can access the teams while they join the training. Secondly, they also should have access to the transform tools, like the partner transform tools here, because sometimes they don't. So what is required for that, we will also share with you, like what they need to do before joining the call, so they don't have issue if someone cannot access it, so we cannot troubleshoot during that time. So that is kind of a little bit logistics. And we will also share with you how to book the labs, right? As part of this, how you can book the lab. And we will also provide you the labs. The Microsoft already built. I will share with you a little bit what it is, and then you can leverage it. And instructors, once we define you as an instructor, we will give you access throughout the course. For example, 3, 4, 6 months, whatever, you can have the access. You can practice it. The same with the attendees. If one attendee is attending the training, and he or she will have access like for 4 months with the lab. So he or she can do the lab while in the training. And we also know, like, it's not possible to finish the lab, or they want to repeat it, they want to practice it. So they will get the access for the lab for the longer time. So that's another thing will be possible to give the access. So any questions so far before we go into the module? Feel free to unmute yourself. One of the reason we selected this interactive media here was like you can that you can provide any feedback or ask any questions. That was one of the reason. Okay, so one more thing is also they ask the question, like, how many partners should be like attending in the training, like what should be in the technical side. My recommendation is to have 25 or 20 partners at one time, because you have to do the labs with them. The instructor has to do focus, and if it could be 2 instructors, it is really good. So you can have two instructors and the class, someone can also watch the chat, and you can share who's going to deliver what. If it's more than 25, it's hard to focus, then I will recommend, let's say if you have 50 partners, you're delivering training at once, then my suggestion will be to do the self-paced lab. So because it's very difficult to guide them in the lab, and then you can have self-paced lab. So let's see, we have to mute somebody here. Okay, who is this one here? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So no, this is the first module which we are talking about, introductions. As I said, this is more kind of value proposition, what will be here. So it's kind of 100 between 100 to 150, the level. This is not very technical, but at the same time, we want to make sure this is very important. Everyone knows what the value proposition is and what are our sales plays in FY21 and how to pitch with the customer during this situation. So what before that, let me share with you also, we also have notes, like in each deck, you will see we have the notes, and we also have hidden slides everywhere, which are just for the instructor. So they can also leverage that, and they can decide how what they feel about it. You don't have to deliver all the slides. Remember, this is not requirement from Microsoft that should be like, okay, you have to deliver each and every slide. So it's up to you what you feel is better, and then you can optimize your time based on that. So for example, here in this module, the objective is to look at the challenges for SMB market and opportunities, give the value proposition like what is here in the M365 Business Premium, and articulate the partner benefits on the building managed services. So that is something also. So let me see here. While we are doing it, I'm gonna enable editing here. While any questions so far, guys, what you have? Okay. So let me make sure we do that. Okay. So here, if you look the challenges a little bit, like we are addressing the why thing here on the SMBs, like how the people are adapting with the remote work. And there is an increase in the video collaboration, and we are seeing a growth in security. And top of mind, your customer is how we can enable them more with the remote work, while maintaining the security. And they're also talking about the cost now, right? The biggest thing is, okay, how we can reduce the cost as part of how you can do the vendor consolidation. So the message should be here, like in this module, this should be the message, I think let's maybe go to the next slide, and then we will come back to this message. I think it's better to go first. So let's talk about like how is the environment today. Like people are working from anywhere, anytime. Like for example, right now I am in Denver, and you are from different countries, using different devices. You are doing it, but you want to make sure you're as productive as you are in the office, and you can collaborate in the secure way, right? So this is some kind of more marketing pitch we have to give. And this is also important, like what are the three, like the licensing what we have, and you will get more on it, like at the end of this section, you will get more idea what they are, like on the licensing. But you should know this is our new names for the licensing. We have business basics. Sorry. Who is this? Let me see. Okay, I don't understand actually anything because I'm not familiar with this language. So if it was a question, you can ask in English.
I think it was a mistake. So.
Okay. So here is the the three levels of licenses what we have. So I will not spend I will not go through in each deck, but you can see here it's more kind of pitch what is M365 is being covered, right? So we talk about the security here first. What is included in the security at the high level, and why is it important to have a multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, and how we are providing it in the product in the M365B. Then why we have Azure AD Premium P1 is now included into the product. So, and that's again like Windows Virtual Desktop. So this is just doing a level set and making sure also how you have DLP and AIP here to making sure the data protection. So you can explain in this deck at the high level, and then you can say, okay, we will give more detail to you. What is ATP? What is the DLP and AIP? How they are protecting your what we mean by safe links, and when the phishing emails come, how we are doing the creating rewriting the URL and opening up in a sandbox environment. So these are the things we can do a deeper dive into the technical section, because we are covering that a lot in the security section. But it's a good idea to provide them an overview. So this is more about the DLP and AIP, and same with the cloud app discovery. And the other portion is mobile device management. And we also have a full module in this. So how, if I am working, let's say in from home, and if I have my computer or maybe I have my notebook, it's very important to manage it and have a standardization and consistency. And that is only possible if we have a mobile device management system that we're going to leverage Intune here, and all the functionalities is covered in this. So again, it's a good idea to provide an overview. What is the bring your own device scenario, like mobile application management here, and other one is the mobile device management. So that's another thing. Just give them two scenarios. We will discuss deeper into the next section. Just giving the example, if we do what kind of policies we have. So if we have like bring your own device scenario, we want to make sure like if they're accessing their email or OneDrive, so they cannot copy paste information to their personal drive or personal apps, how they can do it. So just a use case scenario, but we also have a lab built on this on the mobile device management. So the same with the Defender a little bit, autopilot. So what is the Teams collaboration, giving you some example on the Teams, how you can do it. So just doing a value proposition here on the Teams, so you know that. And in the phone system, what it is, like you can replace the PBX from the phones, like if they have existing PBX. So we have a full module, by the way. This is a new one. So the question normally they're going to ask you, okay, I have existing PBS. Maybe I have our phone system, and I have an existing contract with them. How I can integrate with the Teams? How can I leverage it? So we will have a full module. There we'll explain how the session border controller can make it happen, and how they can even bring their own calling plans, how they can work with the telcos in your region and connect it with the teams. So that is, again, we have module, and we also have labs on that. You will also get a lot of, like, we have to explain. Some people think, oh, team is only basic calling. It's only, maybe you can make a call or voice. So all of these features are available in the team. And specifically, if any one of you are coming from the PBX background, and they're always asking, do we have a simultaneous ring? Maybe they call it like different name, or maybe how they can do, maybe call park here, that's kind of thing. And other things they're going to ask, oh, you know what, we want to create a auto attendant. Can the team support the auto attendant, like press 1 for this, press 2 for this? Can you do that? What's about the IVR? Can we have the multilingual IVR? What for the call queues? So all those things they will ask you. So they are all here. So I just put this slide for your reference. It's a lot of features there, but at least you have it and you can answer that. So let me ask you a question. Any one of you have come from another phone system background? It could be Cisco, Avaya, Nortel, or anything in the European market. Anyone came from another phone system? Like Teams is one, but what if you feel like what you are using in or maybe what your customers are using more in your region. Unmute yourself and feel free to tell me that, because I also want to make sure even if you can speak or no. That's another test I think it's good to do. Okay, let's see. Guys, anyone want to speak? Yeah.
There is just a response from Jakob Miller that no.
Okay. Okay. So no. Yeah, it's good and bad. So good thing is like you can explain all the features, and sometimes if they are familiar with the other PBX, so then they will ask you a lot of questions. Do you have this? How can we do that? Extension dialing and all of that kind of stuff. But this is here, the good slide for you if you want to do a feature comparison. And by the way, feel free to ask any question. There is no stupid question, and it's always good to engage. If you are delivering these contents, so my suggestion is always start like asking the customer, tell us what are your challenges today in the ask the partner what you feel like your customers, their top of mind, what kind of help they are looking for you, what they have, or tell us top 3 challenges. So these are the things like we need to talk when we are delivering the training. So get more engagement from the customers or from the partners based on what you are delivering. So this is here like just at a high level slide we put there. In the phone system like Teams, you can have calling plans. I know which is not available in Europe, but then you can do the direct routing in Teams, like through the telco bringing the calling services. Or you can have like let's say it's the Deutsche Telekom, or if it is I mean whatever you have their telcos, so you can we can connect it with the Teams. And then a little bit about the partner opportunity. So comprehend, it's easy to use, reduce costs, which we are talking about, like why M365 Business Premium. And this is like if you get from multiple vendors, look at the price is high, and here it's $20. Not only on price, by the way, it's the value proposition. Like it's easy to manage, and you have end-to-end solution from Microsoft that has your collaboration, your business-wise, your mobile device management, advanced security. So all of that is coming into the play here in the Business Premium. While if you look other solutions, it is difficult to have all of them, and if you have from multiple vendors, it's very difficult to manage. And this is a little bit unique value proposition you will get in the speaker note. So I don't want to spend a lot of time, especially on this tech, because this is again a little bit more sales focused, but this is important. And we also have the one of the partner VSafe from Sweden, how they are working, how they build their managed services practice. And you will see more down the road, but this is like how they increase their revenue margin, all of that kind of stuff here. The quality hosting from Germany is the other one, who is providing a secure score solution through here they're providing a secure score solution to the partners. They are also doing B2B and direct to the customers. So that's another solution. You can look at that, how they're working. So, and this one is licensing here for you that you can explain. But if you're looking more deeper licenses, I have that into the sales. So you can look in the sales module. You will also get access to the sales and technical both decks. And there I have covered more detail in licensing, but here we are comparing standard, premium, and E3. You can see different features what we have. And then we are comparing with even E5 here. So that's kind of high level what you get there. Okay. So that was kind of module 1, which is again, I said, more on the value proposition, on the sales side. And now let me open up the other one. So how many of you are familiar with the CDX platform, which we have, or with the CCT tool? which we are leveraging, because this in this module, what we are covering is we are making sure that the partners can have access and they know what these tools are, and as part of this, they can also in this during this session they will be able to use them. They will be able to use them. So it has, let's say, first if you go to transform.microsoft.com, so you will have uh, like demos platform there, which we call as a CDX, no, transform.microsoft.com. Then you have value calculator there, and then you also have some kind of workshop. So we'll go into one by one. So here is these are the tools what you will leverage. The customer digital experience, you can see there, ROI tool, consulting tool. So these are all there. But again, remember, this is focused on sales, but at the same time, they are really good pre-sales tools. So if you're working with a customer, they're gonna help you a lot, understanding, like getting more information, especially this tool, like what we have here. This is brand new. So this was built by our team, and we did this. I think 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago we launched it. So maybe it's new for many of you. And this is important one, right? So this slide want to make sure if partners are coming, how they can access it, right? So one of the exercise will be the metrics. So here are some of the access requirement to access these tools. So how many of you have accessed the CDX platform today or CCT tool? So guys, you're very quiet. I know, like especially whenever I am in Europe, people love to talk and they love to explore, but looks like here nobody wants to talk. So tell me where you feel. Have you used that tool before, like the CDX or the CCT tool? Okay, anyone? I wish I have candies that I can throw through the teams.
Hello,
Okay,
Zahid. It's Igor
looks,
from
yes.
Latvia. Yeah. So if everybody's quiet, maybe I can say something about this CDX and tool. If I'm not wrong, so we are using these demo tenants for showing and some presentation slides from that portal. Maybe you can show the portal if it's the one I'm thinking about.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. So we are using it for the demos, creating the demo tenants on the CDX platform. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yeah, you can decide whether you want to get a business premium or you want to get other like trial tenant, and you can show them demo. And there are also like pre-populated demos there that you can leverage it. Yeah, thank you so much. So, and this is the more like access thing. And we have, by the way, here in all these decks, we have also kind of create the, let me share with you. So in the class, what we have to do is we always have to log on and show them. So I think this was the lab I was building. Well, let's see. Let's see. I will show you first this, I think the other one. Then we can go. Yeah. So this is the other tool I think you have not seen, most of you, or maybe some of you, I don't know. This is the customer commercial consulting tool, which we have, and this is more for the pre-sales. And if you have not, I will encourage you to definitely look at that. And so let's say this is more kind of pre-sales engagement, how to, let's get started here. So you can do it on a real customer if you want, or you can say, this assessment is not for a customer. And then based on that, we can see, let's say geography. Anyone wants to select any country here, tell me, we can go, let's say This is more kind of for us for the recording purpose. I mean, for just for to know, but there is nothing. So let's see which one we want to select. Let's say Czech Republic, right? So we select that, and you can also select the industry. So let's say it is education. I would say customer name. You don't need to. Now here it is asking start a workshop. So workshop is more secure remote work or the business-wise workshop to equip you with customer with the tools to maximize their potential. But I will go with the help, so you can go with both of them, but I help me choose a solution. So next, and here, let's say we can see we have all these 5 pillars. So let's say customer is interested about security and collaboration. So I select one of them, 3 of them, or you can select more and then begin assessment. So this is more kind of getting to know the customer environment, what they have today. So rather than you send like a list of questions in this tool, we can say, okay, you know, what is your user size? So either over the Teams, phones, or you can send them, they can fill it. So let's say 150.29. Behind it, the logic is we are checking like what kind of license we should assign. This is one of the check here. The other one, we're asking, okay, how can we help your organization, you know, find the right solution, deployment and support, like training, maybe they're looking for that. How does your IT works? Maybe self-managed through a partner, or maybe self-managed today. How soon are you looking to implement? I would say, let's say right away. And then you go to the next section. Now we are talking about the productivity. So we want to know a little bit more what kind of devices they have. So maybe they have Windows 8 some, they have Windows 10. And do you need desktop applications for these? You remember there is also a difference between some of our licenses. They have desktop apps, or some have just web versions, right? So it also again decide the type of licensing here. And what versions of Microsoft Office does your team use? So it could be like basic, maybe standard, or what they are doing. So you can have mix and match of this, what they are doing, what type of devices they have. You remember we also have mobile device management scenario here. So maybe they have Surface, PC, Apple computers, Android, Apple phones, they have all of this. And they also are maybe leveraging some other platforms like G Suite, you know, Ring Central, Slack, Salesforce. So all of that kind of thing we can type here. Simplify how customer your, so which of the following capabilities are important to your team? Maybe they're looking for help in schedule. Which of the following devices and app management capabilities are important, right? So here we say, okay, deploying apps to user devices, zero touch deployment, that we will go in a deeper, like what we mean by this is the autopilot. And then let's say, let's go to the next, right? So if you go to the next here, and now we are talking about the security, right? So here they're asking, does organization work with the sensitive data, like flow sensitivity, have a specific legal requirement? Yes, they do most of the time. Yes, we want to protect our email. What kind of, like we want to do multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, so all of that I am interested here. Would you like to distinguish between different levels of access, what you have, right? So yes, I want to give a role-based access. So just like, if you look all of that, I don't need to go through like everything, but you see like a lot of information that you're looking for. It's already here, right? So we can apply BitLocker, OneDrive for Business. You can explain to them. So behind these scenes, if you are like technical there, you can feel like what we mean by that. Prevention of accidental data leaks. It's more kind of, we are talking about the DLP, data loss prevention, and Azure Info. But because these assessments are mostly done by BDMs, Business Development Manager, are like CTO, so they don't want to go more into a technology. So we kept it without product name. We give it more feeling at the high level. So once you are doing this, let's say here, and I say next. So let's say here, Know about the collaboration. Would you like to bring your team together? Yes. And now it's asking like, you want to reduce co-authoring? Yes, we want to do that. Enable implies. Do you want to enable meetings? Yes, we want to do that. So this gives the awareness and education also to the customer that all of these features he or she is looking for, they can get it, right? And they will be surprised to know that all of them, we are providing them. So equipment or purchase new devices. So let's see what happens. So once we get that, so first of all, you will see here, you will get the choose for you what you have for additional capabilities, what you get here. And at the end, let me show you the what is the report looks like from here. So during this time, like in the session, we want every instructor to at least ask the attendees to sign on this and just access it and do at least one thing, right? Based on the time. Maybe 10 minutes they can spend on that. So this is the report which came up when I run this with your name, whoever run this. And this one is here. This is something like licenses it's selected, right? So you selected like up to 300 maximum. So it came up here. And now it also gives you the question answer, right? So you said it's Windows 8.1, we are using that. So it gives you the what you should know, what you told us, what you should know. So that is also very interesting for you to see what we are doing, what we are answering. I wouldn't say they are super really good, like, but they give you a good guideline. They're good for sales, but the technical people like you are looking for more detailed information on that. So you want to go maybe a little bit deeper into technology, but this is good. You know this, they exist, and you can capture all the information from them. And even they can do it too, right? And here is we also have some licensing comparison. So this is the tool. I want you to be familiar with that. So if I am presenting this, to be honest, I will not worry about all the slides to present. So this is here, like you will see a lot of hidden here. So my here objective is like everyone can know what is the CDX platform, which Igor also mentioned, like it's more on the how you can get the tenants, I mean the trial tenants there, how you can do it. And this one is transform.microsoft.com, right? So let me show you again that one. So let's not like bore them with the slides. Slides are there for you. And this is more, I would say, like to show them and demonstrate them what is possible and what is not possible. So this is more on the transform.microsoft.com, right? Okay, so let me see where it take me here. It didn't take me to the right place. Okay. Yeah. So here you can see here like what you have, like more, but I was looking a little bit different URL too, unless they changed it. But let me see in the slide, unless we have to update this here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looks like this one either is freezing a little bit with this slide. Okay. Yeah, I think this one is a little bit freezing. That's why it is. It is not coming. So let me see, guys, here. Interesting. So let me kill this if it opens up. While we are doing any questions on this, as I said, like this is more slides are there for you, but you have to kind of more show them, demonstrate them. What are these value calculator a little bit, but more on the CDX and Okay, yeah, more on the CDX, and here is the, again, it's going to ask you the credentials. So whenever you are doing the training, let's make sure you are asking them, like, make sure you have the access to that and sending them the instructions how to do it. So this is the tenant here. This is the environment where you can, let's say, for example, my environment, right? So look at, I have created this like tenant, how easy it is, right? So if I click on create tenant, and you can get the access, and then you can decide, like, it's a quick tenant, customer tenant, region, what you are talking about. And even if you want, I think you can still do the business wise, which we have with the calling plan. So you can decide which one you want. So for example, M365 business with Wise US, and you will get, by the way, in the lab, everyone will get the one tenant as part of this, like special instructors. You will have access almost whole year. And there you will have your tenant that you can practice, and we will also have phone numbers for you. Like, you can select the phone number. So I am requesting for Europe, like the UK one, so you can get the UK number. But if you need the US or Canada, we can also do that. And you can have, like, everyone will have at least 4 business-wise licenses, and you will also get those numbers. But the idea is also to show them how to do it. So this is like quick way to tell them, and you will be surprised to know how many of the partners have not used this CDX that transform that platform. So it's important to tell them it exists. And even in the lab, we have created a tenant for them automatically. So once they access it, they will have it. Any questions on this? Okay, let me see if this comes better now, or we have to do something with this PowerPoint. Why not? Let's keep it there and see if it let me open another one. Otherwise, I have to kill that one. Okay, so this one is the, okay, now it starts technical now, right? So this here, from this onward, you will see more things coming, like on the deep technology side. So again, this is like 200, I would say, level, or 250, maybe between 200 and 300, because you have hands-on labs here and everything that you can do. So what is covered in this module? Okay, secure M365 business premium customer environment plan for security. So it's just like just at the high level, but we are giving a little bit primer. What is security? Why should SMB care about? We already have this, you know. You don't need to go through all of this, by the way. This is for you because you should know, but we already did it into M365 business premium. So you don't need to do it. Here, a little bit, I will stress whenever you're doing this slide, spend like maybe a couple of minutes on that, and we will have divide into 3 sections: cyber threats, protecting business data, and secure your devices. Because these are the 3 things you will see. We will go deeper and deeper into the next section. So in the cyber threats, we are talking more about Office ATP, advanced threat protection. We are talking about some of the features which are like encryption, which are there. So we will start with the basics, how you can do the security, and then we spend a little bit time on the secure score. So tell me who is familiar with the secure score and what it is. So guys, you need to speak a little bit, you know, that is very important. So I can also drink my coffee in the meantime when I ask the question. So who is the volunteer? Who wants to talk a little bit? Tell me what is secure score, or if you don't know, that's also fine. But let's talk a little bit. Or I can pick up somebody from here then. Anyone volunteer? What's the secure score? If you have,
I believe it checks your security measures and it gives you a score based on that. Correct, Zahid?
excellent. Yeah. It checks what you have in the in the tenant what you have configured. Thanks, Khalil. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Yeah. Anybody else? Have you used the secure score before? Anybody else here in the team? Okay, so I will come back, but remember, no, I'm gonna be also asking names just for the. It doesn't know if you don't know, it doesn't matter, but we have to speak up a little bit. So secure score, like each tenant has score. You don't need to configure it. It's there by default, whether it's E1, E3, basic, standard, like you have it. And it tells the customer what they have configured today. Based on that, what controls they have implemented. And we want everyone, like it's a lab too, we want everyone to go to their tenant. So the first part of the section, when the security starts, we want to make sure everyone is logged onto their labs. So while I was preparing it today, so this is, you will see, they will get it. So they will click a link and they will get this thing, the labs here. And if you look here, so we have resources, and let me see, Contoso administrator. So you don't need to type it here, just if you click here, and it will automatically type here. And let's say it is signing up, right? So here it is signing up. We have instructions like for you one by one what you have to do. And I will highly recommend for the instructors, and let me know who wants to be instructor, maybe all of you, and I will give you the labs, like even this week. So guys, that's why I want you to speak up here, and we can give you the labs. And then you can start like even practicing on that and tell us like what's your feedback. And then if you want to deliver it like next month or sometime, you have it. So here, step-by-step instruction, right? Switch to DC01. This is your password. Create AD objects. So it's very simple. If I give this to grade 10 student, he or she should be able to finish that. The idea is to give them concepts, right? How to do it. For example, secure score, right? So explain them what is secure score so they can log on to their tenant and they open the secure score, they review it, they look at the improvement actions there. So all of those things they should be able to do step by step. We have done, and you will also have a support on this available because we asked Learn on Demand, one of our vendor, to host this for us, and they will be available to support. We will provide you all the guidelines, how to book the lab. Let's say you have a session in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so where you need to email or maybe put a request on the URL. So you will be able to do that, and you will get all of this these labs. So let's see what we are doing with this. So identity, right? So this is on the security side. What we are doing is a little bit change the concept from last year. So we explain one concept, secure score, and we ask the instructor to demonstrate and let the user do it too. Let's not wait to finish everything what we are doing, but same time, let's get the user engaged. Now you can understand why I was saying that we need to have 20 or 25 partners only, because it's very difficult to manage more than them. That if they ask a question to you on the lab or if they have something, so if there are 100, it's impossible to manage them. So then you can do self-paced lab, or you can find out what works for you. But for the technical, it is really critical that you have a reasonable strength and you have 1 or 2 instructors there that you can leverage that.
Can I ask one question, please?
Sure. I am happy.
Is there any flavor of these train the trainers modules to be delivered virtually? Especially in Europe now and in the States, due to COVID, it will not be that possible to do it on site and call people come in. It will not sound very good. So is there any way we can deliver this, or any method that would be successful in doing this, for example, via Teams or any
Sure.
other delivery platform. What would be your suggestion on how to divide it, and what would be your approach if you were called to do so remotely?
Yeah, very good question. So in the beginning, as I discussed, like all the training is supposed to deliver virtually. All the training is delivering remotely. So we are not doing, at least in Microsoft, we are not traveling at least for next 6 months, and there is no on-site. So when we were designing this training, we were 100% thinking that it will be virtual. So if you look at here, the agenda, so agenda is 12 hours. So that's why I said, let's, for example, if we have us once divided into 4 sections, that's my recommendation, or 3 sections. 3 sections mean just do our 4 section, 2 hours day 1, 2 hours day 2, day 3, and day 4. You can do it each week too, and the second week too. From our side, from Microsoft side, we are not asking you to deliver everything in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day.
So it
You
will
are
be a
flexible on
series,
that.
like
Yeah,
sign
it
like
will be a
a
series.
series.
Yeah, exactly. And we will provide you exact guidelines, which I said I am calculating the time on the after doing the lab, how long it takes for us, and we tell you, and then we'll put here, okay, session 1, day 1, 2 hours, day 2, 2 hours, day 3, 2 hours, and what you can cover in those days. And then you will send an email to the team. Here is how to access the teams, how to access the platform, and all of those things will be done virtually. And all of this is hosted virtually, right? So they will get a username and password. It's in the cloud, and even after the class, they will be able to access the lab. So this will be available to them almost for the 4 months, even after the class.
Okay, so let's say that we decide, just to get the rationale and the understanding of what's
Yeah.
involved in process-wise in order to get it running, right? So let's say that we plan this for, to be delivered in X days in the future. Then
Yeah.
what needs to be done by us as a DISTI, for example, and what needs to be done by Microsoft in order for this series to be carried out successfully?
Yeah, excellent.
So-
Good question. So you will get, first of all, we're also creating another team site, and all the instructors we will add there. So you will get the deck, you will get all the material from Microsoft team, and you just have to, just like a regular on-site thing, you have to say, okay, I am delivering training in September 20. You will already have the decks in the team, or we will share the link with everybody. They will get the decks, the instructor deck. And then you will say, oh, I want to deliver in September 20 Microsoft training, and you will fill up like an email, or we'll give you a URL. You will sign up there. I am expecting 50 people, 25 people in this training. I need 25 labs. So we will we will make you an instructor, and we will give keys for 25 people to you. And we will document everything, and then you can assign those to your students, and everything will be in a controlled way. You can see if the students are doing the labs or no. Everything will be controlled, and everyone, like you have an instructor pod, and just I share with you, each student will get this one. So they will complete this lab, and you will walk them through how to do it.
Can we have these labs beforehand so we can do them ourselves and get familiar, so we do not run into any surprises during the lab?
Yeah. You will get the labs like even from next week, right? If you want to get,
Okay.
you will get the labs from next week. I will add you instructor, and you will have access like for 6 months or whatever you want. So for the instructors, we will give you longer access, and highly recommend that everyone finish the lab 2 times, at least 2 times before doing the training, because there are small things when you're getting familiar. You should know that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for all the info.
No, you're welcome.
Zahid, may I also have a question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
How it looks like when we would like to do it in a local language? Because right now I don't think that we will be able to catch a group of people being able to listen in English.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So we are right now, the language, the localization request, if you have, I would encourage like Microsoft team here in the meeting, please let us know. For example, I know we got a request from Spanish, from Latin, we get a request from French team, we get a request from Japan for the localization, and we are providing them content up to some extent, some kind of funding.
You know,
So we can localize that. Yeah. What kind of language you are expecting here in Europe? Yeah.
the problem is not in the deck. The deck can be in English, but let's say the speaker should be in local language. So what I expect and what I
Yeah.
would like to arrange is that right now I don't know who to contact to get the deck, to get the content,
Yeah.
and then maybe I will be able to train them by myself, but I
Yeah.
don't know now who to contact to get all the resources for being able to provide the training.
Sure. So next week we are releasing the contents, and let me see if we have Microsoft team here, your local Microsoft team in the call. We have, I think, sorry if I don't know if I can pronounce your name correct. Olha, can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure. So I think you could be the local contact for them, right? When we're going to release all this training next week, so they can get access to the decks. We will provide you. We will share a link. I think actual link will come maybe later next week. But if someone is interested in doing the labs and everything, if you can give me their username, not the username, but their email addresses, and they want to become instructors, so I can provide them the lab. So is it okay that if you are their a local contact for them, so they can reach out to you for get
Yes,
the
yes,
deck
sure.
and lab? Yeah. So you will have this. Olha, I don't know if I pronounce. Is it right pronunciation?
Yes, it's correct. I will put my email here for those who do not know me personally. I also want to highlight that every country has its own partner channel marketing manager. So probably you know them as well. You can reach out either to them or to me or to Anne directly. So I will put the contact emails for you here.
Yeah. And wait for, I would just wait for the next week, because you are the first one we are doing the technical training. Even we have not released these decks yet, right? They are locked, they are final, but we have not released to the public. And we are planning to release it next week sometime. But if you send your email addresses to Olha, and she can send it to me, and I will add you to the team. But I can ask the Learn on Demand team to create a profile for you as an instructor, and you will get the labs access there for sure. Yeah, and I will also share my email address if you want. But I might not like be quick to respond, because sometimes I am kind of traveling in different, right? Maybe not traveling, but still in different time zones. So I will not be as quick, but you're always the local team will be quick, but happy to provide my email address too at the end of this.
Okay,
Any
great.
what?
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, let's go back here to the secure. So here we were talking about the how you can strategy is to not to do the full session, but do the uh, exercise like milestones, tell them score, and let them do it. So these are all hidden slides, guys. Here you see this is only for the instructor. These are hidden slides, and a little bit also giving them a quiz just to make them energetic. Ask them what it is, and we are giving you the answer. Everything is here. So small labs like how to empty security at a glance. So you can see the speaker notes, how to do it, what is the SMB checklist, secure identity, how we can do it, and then everything what we are doing, explaining in the speaker notes here. Like if they are doing enabling MFA, So we want them to enable MFA, like on their side. So if you go to the lab here back now, and if you see the exercise, first was enable self-service password reset. You have here how you can help them. They can do it. MFA. So we talk for the MFA. Now you can see use a conditional like for the MFA. So you explain the concept, ask them to complete it, ask them to do it on their end, and you will find different people. Some can do it, some, but at least you are explaining them and they are able to finish that. So we have like step-by-step guidance here, how it could be done. So that's why I think it's important you finish the lab 2 times first, and then do the training, because there are always things, up and down, even you have done a lot of time, but every interface is different. So it's a good idea to go through that. So explaining MFA conditional access is important. Again, these are hidden slides for you. You are by no mean obliged to complete all the slides are doing. No, in Microsoft, we are asking you to explain the concept, give them some kind of hands-on experience. The proof of execution or concept is like every one of them at least logged onto the lab and did some exercise, right? So that is proof of execution we are looking for, because once, let's say there are 25 students, and if they do those labs, log on and do something, we know, we can track it, we will know they did it. And as an instructor, you will find it and make it in session like virtual delivery, like 1 week, 2nd week. And then you can also send somebody a reminder, oh, you have not started your lab. Let's please make sure you do that. So everyone is able to do some kind of that's it's even good for the virtual. So here, configure Azure Active Directory, a little bit on that, how you do it. Again, the hidden slides are here for you to do, but we also have labs instruction there, right? So you can look at this instruction here, or you can also look instructions here. Enabling email security, what you have, anti-malware, admin center, the small features from for the DNS side. Even to be honest, I think this lab might be longer than I expected. So I might have to update the time. So that's why we have not released the contents yet, because if we have a little bit change on the time, we can do that. So I was talking about the advanced threat protection. So if you see, like we have done the small configuration here, and then you are going to the hybrid scenario. We have it there. That is okay. Email protection. We talk about, and we provide a lab for this. I am going to go to the let's see. Yeah, safe attachments. Here you can explain the concept of Office ATP, right? How many of you are familiar with Office ATP, what we have? You can unmute yourself and please feel free to ask any question or share your knowledge, anything. Unmute yourself. Anyone?
If we don't know, it's great
Yeah.
time to start learning about this, using these materials.
Yeah, absolutely. So Office ATP, like it is kind of advanced threat protection. It does 3 things, right? One is we call it safe attachment. So if you're getting email with the attachment, so what we do is in real time, we are if you click on the attachment, and then we create kind of sandbox environment, like a virtual environment with the VMs, and we look at any suspicious attachment or behavior there, and then we can disable that. This is all done in a sandbox environment. So it is very different and advanced from anti-traditional, like the traditional antivirus software. Like the only most of the antivirus is looking at, okay, I already know this is the database of the viruses, but we are looking at the 0 hour protection, like it looks at anything what is new, and we are making sure we are analyzing in the real time. That is the safe attachments. We also have the safe links. What we do is, if you get when you get a phishing email or anything, or maybe links, and if you click on that link, we are rewriting a safe link around that, and then we are opening up again in a sandbox environment and analyzing if there is any suspicious behavior there. And if it does, we say, oh, this website has been classified as malicious and you cannot access that. So, or you will go there. So that is, again, things are available in ATP. And the third one is also, we're talking about the phishing, also the spoofing. So if somebody send email, and you also get like a lot. So you have Contoso here, like you can see this is the Contoso, and this one is hard, like it's very hard to find when you have so much to contact, like O here with this sign, and it's different. But what we are using, like artificial intelligence and machine learning, we are analyzing it bit by bit, the email from where it came, whether it was a valid domain or no, and any syntax errors, spelling mistakes, things we are finding, and we are alerting that this is a phishing attempt for you. So make sure you are. So that advanced threat protection, I will encourage you to read more about that, because this is a premium feature. Even this is not available in Office 365 E3. This is available in E5, but we are providing here in M365 Business Premium to SMB customers. So this is a hero SKU we have. So we are giving away these features to SMBs there, so they can have it. So once we explain that, then we go to the lab and ask them, guys, no, you do it. No, let's tell you how to configure that, right? So you can, so in the Teams, when I upload any file here, so we are even scanning it through Office ATP. Like any file I upload on Teams, OneDrive, all the time, it is scanning through any malicious like attachment, if it's anything there, any phishing. So we are scanning. That's why we call it a secure collaboration, because it's even through the team right now. If I share with you something, it are automatically going to being scanned through ATP to make sure if it is okay. The same here, we are explaining like anti-phishing policy, how you can have it, how you can do it. So that is, so they are learning that as part of it. And then we also have a little bit on information governance. So the other topic we have is the information governance here. We are doing, when we talk about this, again, this is our hidden slides. You don't need to worry about that. We're just telling you where everything is. Information governance, this is more like on the AIP, Azure Information Protection, and also about the DLP. So anyone familiar with the this is kind of concept. For example, if I am typing email right now in the Exchange, and I have credit card information, driver license, social security, or whatever is there, we consider sensitive. And then when you type it, we have a policy, a template in place. If someone tries to send the email, it can get an option, you are sharing the sensitive information. Are you sure you want to share it? Or they can be blocked by sharing, if based on your policy, how you set it up into the tenant. So this is, again, another lab you will have there on the DLP. And AIP is more like a document protection. So if we classify a document confidential, or I say this is only for 3 people, and those 3 people are intended for that, and then if third, fourth person wants to know, so this document will be protected at rest and also in the transit. So we can classify who can access it. All of those things are possible, like with the document protection, and we call it Azure Information Protection. And you need to know more about that before, I would say, delivering the session, but this is highly recommended to do this. And how to send an encrypted email, this is simple, and this is what I was talking about. sensitivity label, right? So how you can encrypt it, how you can confidential, like if you look at here, protect that, how you can protect this document. So these are the things as part of here in the security. And this is a DLP, which I just explained, create a DLP policy, enable a DLP policy. So all of those things, and endpoint protection, it's a little bit here, but we will do more endpoint protection into the other labs. So let's go and see what was in the lab here. So we did the message encryption, information governance, like create a sensitivity label, which we said, create a label to make it, and then DLP, how to create a DLP, experience DLP by sending an email containing sensitive information, so you can test it, how it works, and then you can show more details, and enabling endpoint protection a little bit. That is now different, but this is something. Yeah, the same thing, but we have full module on the onto the mobile device management. So I will go through that after this, like a little bit knowledge check. Very simple, to be honest. And we are not, by the way, if they don't finish the lab, half finish the lab, and we are not like marking anybody. We are not failing anybody due to this training. So this is all like for them to learn and do it. So we are not testing as part of this anyone. So that is like this one here on the security, the lab what we have. So this was on the security. Any questions we have on the security, and then we will also do like a 10-15 minutes break, and then we will come back. Any questions before we do a 15 minutes break?
Zahid, so the materials will be ready next week?
Yes. Yeah. You will get the material next week. Yeah. But
because I haven't seen this kind of materials before. I have been searching for it for a very long time.
yeah.
And now I've seen what I was looking for, so I'm really happy to get through these labs and test it, because we really would like to focus more on partners in security, and this is what I'm searching for.
Yeah, absolutely. We just have to a little bit go through the process in Microsoft before releasing anything. But if you have, let's say, training to deliver very soon, and we will try our best to give it to you as soon as possible. But next week, you will get it. And if you have any like issue not getting it, let me type my email address here too. And if you get, feel free to reach out to me. I am typing here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really would like to go through this, because this is kind of materials I need for doing the training and showing partners that the security with Microsoft is already very possible, and
Yeah.
they are leaders in what they are providing.
Right. Okay. Super. Okay, guys, let's do the 15 minutes break. We will join in 15 minutes. What is, I don't know, it's different people. So yeah, 15 minutes, hopefully we will come back. And because I don't know which time zone everyone is. So let's say 15 minutes break and we will join. And when I come back, I will do it there too. Okay, guys, like take bio break, or you want to get a coffee or whatever. Let's get it, and see you soon in 15 minutes. Thank you. You can be on the call or you can join, but I will be here. I just gonna put myself on mute and grab a coffee, and then I will join. Thank you, guys. Okay, welcome everyone. Hopefully, I think all of you are back. So let me see who is. Okay, I think it looks like we are good. So we covered the security portion, right? So in the SMB, guys, can you hear me? Just tell me if you can hear me fine. So we can.
Yes, yes.
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 Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So in this technical training, as we look at the agenda, so we want partners not only to know about security, but the same way they should be able to know about teams, device management, business-wise equally. So maybe you will find some partners they have experience with security, but they don't have with teams or maybe device management. So we want to make sure that we get them, bring them on the same level. And as an instructor, maybe you are strong on 1, 2, or 3 aspects. So we want to make sure you also learn, get good learning from this training. So to get the full value proposition. So the next module is about teams, administration, and governance. The objective of this module is how teams leverage M365 platform, configure and manage teams, and then a little bit on the adoption side. So in this deck, again, we expect all the people or all the users who are attending this training have access to the tenant. We provided them during the lab. And then we will walk them through how the dashboard looks like for them. The slides are there. To be honest, I am not worried like if you show these slides, but the important thing is you go and show them what we have there. For example, if I am going here, let me use a different app, or let me use maybe this one too. No problem, but I can try to do it in private browser to see if we new private window. Let's see if this works here. I want to see that Microsoft.com. Okay, wow. Okay, I think this will not have my credentials saved here. Okay, where I need to go. Because I was using sometime for different type, different browser. But let's see if I can get here. So I would say let's maybe look into this one here. Okay, it's not accepting my password. Yeah, this one works. I don't know if it's gonna bring authentication. No, okay, that's fine. I didn't have the, so you will always get the, they will get the tenant, and we do have the labs, right, for sure. But we wanna make sure that they go to the teams and they are able to access the admin center from the teams. And then they know like how to configure those settings, because they have to do in this lab as part of this. Also the voice portion they will cover in the next module, but here they have to do all of these settings, which we will share with you. So everybody's familiar with that. By the way, it will be basic for some people, and some people will be like doing it brand new, so it is fine. That's why I call this course like a fundamentals rather than advanced, or so it is kind of advanced in between advanced and fundamentals, but we call it like if someone has less experience, he can or she can still learn, join, and start from the basics, because we are explaining the basics in the beginning. So what they have, all of this, give them a demonstration, as I shared with you, how to demonstrate the admin center, what settings are there. And what we are going to do is down the road, we are also record the video, like the training which I am doing. I again, based on the time, because the challenge is the time. So maybe each module record it, do the recording, how to deliver it, and share with you. But I think that will happen sometime uh, in September. But here, these are, by the way, hidden slides, but these are videos for you, right? So if you look at that, you will see it will automatically like log into the Teams. When you log on, how to, you share the desktop, which I am showing you right now. And here is the organization-based setting. So you are explaining to them what the dashboard does, what the other things are doing there. So that is something you are explaining. And then how to enable a user for Teams management, right? So just for you, like you should know, or maybe you already do, to be honest, like all of you maybe configured that already. So this is kind of videos hidden for you that you can review and see how to configure that. But these are the steps that you will get in the labs. No worries at all. So this is two videos, we put it there. And then a little bit about the architecture, because even though the module is more about hands-on how to configure different settings in the team, but there are always questions how the teams work. Right now, if you look at the teams, we are able to do online meeting, desktop sharing. I can upload the file here. I can do many more things. And I also told you about Office ATP. If you upload, how is it scanning? So what is the technology behind this? It's a platform, right? In the teams, if you look here, you have Azure, who is managing the permissions on the team. You have Office 365 platform and services. In that, you have all the, if you look here, in that you have all the, I would say, let's maybe the next slide here. Yeah, in the platform, which you have Exchange, Modern Grove, SharePoint, Stream, like we are doing the recording right now on Stream. You have OneDrive for business, you have information. So all of those things you are getting from Office 365 within the teams. So when you create a team, on the back end, there's a SharePoint online automatically site created there, already like OneDrive for business. And if you don't have Exchange, you cannot get your voicemail. So right now, if you look here, on my Teams client, and if I don't have Exchange, so I cannot get my contacts, right? So these are contacts are coming from Exchange. The history where I call, everything is coming from Exchange. The voicemail is coming from Exchange. So all of those things are dependencies, are behind the platform. Is you have different components working together. And then you have also OneNote, Power Apps. So this is part of that. And right now, if you start making calls, like the call recording, so many things we got from Skype, the calling and the overall the SIP trunking, which we are providing globally, online meetings. So all of some are coming from the Skype. So it's a good idea to tell users what they are leveraging when we are talking about the Teams. The thing of Teams is, but what is as the Skype services, how they are providing the calling capabilities, which you saw, look at some of the features like the team clients and platforms. So this is something we need to make sure everybody is on. If you don't have SharePoint on the back end, you cannot share the file. Like right now, if you want to upload something, you will not get that. And if you don't have Exchange online there, you cannot get your voicemail, you cannot get your contacts, all of that. And if you don't have SharePoint online, then again, the information protection is not possible. So you will not get that. So remember, this is the architect. And then we always ask a little bit, question to the audience when we do it. So when you share a file on Teams, group chat, where this file is stored, that's as I told you, this is stored on the SharePoint online. So I put this answer into the speaker note so that you can ask them. Then the where is your voicemail stored, right? So again, I told you it's on Exchange Online. The answer is on in the speaker notes. And then you can ask, what is the underlying technology for document sharing in Teams, right? So this is SharePoint Online, which is somebody going to say the Teams, underlying technology is SharePoint there, because if you don't have a SharePoint, you cannot share like even a file. So on the back end, we are already doing that. So it's very important to know about the Teams there. And I always tell like people, if you are coming from different backgrounds, let's say security or Teams, never ever think that you cannot learn the other part of the technology. If you spend even a couple of days or a week, you will be expert on the things that training wise what we have here. Like giving you my example, I actually started the Microsoft was Skype for business, or maybe that time was OCS. And before that, I was like more on the Cisco side working in Toronto. And then I Skype for business, and then I am now working on security. So it's like different. You can learn the different technology, and even doesn't matter if you have a background on maybe you have learning psychology or business or whatever you study, you can still get that. So if you want to brush your skills on anything, I think this course will help you to do on the also on the Teams and everything. So here a little bit more on the questions what we have here, where your messages are stored, right? The chat service within Azure, where your images are going, like files, just sharing. Like if we do one-to-one sharing, it is on OneDrive. But right now, if I share anything on the group, it will be on the SharePoint Online. The voicemail. So all of these things are here for you to review it and give them. I will not spend a lot of time on this, by the way, when I am doing that, because we have like a long session, but it's a good idea for the person to give them like a 5-minute speech on the Teams, what it is. And then we go a little bit deeper and talk about like Teams policies, like what is, because everyone wants to know, okay, who can send the message. Right now, even in the group, we can say, okay, we can disable the chat if we want for the meetings. We can also disable who can record even within your organization, or which kind of policy you can apply. So this is important. Like this is good concept. You need to tell them that you have settings and policies, right? And it's all in the speaker note. So settings can be applied on tenant wide. If you apply on the tenant wide, then you have you are impacting entire organization, right? You get, and this is also impacting audio conferencing, federation, guest access, and if you do per user level, so remember the difference here, right? So in the tenant level, you have federation, guest access. If you go to the user, then you have again impacting the user, so it's impacting the users, audio conferencing, and Teams upgrade state. So this is something you just remember when you have to do it. And then if you're applying Teams on the Teams, so how it is changing, right? So just remember, and then once you go here, so these are actually, here you can see the org-wide settings are here, which we are talking about, which will be applied on the entire organization. And then you also have like, messaging. Right now, let's close this one. We don't need to worry about this one. And then you have like we talk about the teams, manage teams policies. And then you also have users here, and then you have meetings. So all of those things, when you I think practice, you will be able to figure out what it is. And we do have the labs as part of that. So if I go back here, so let's see. Here you go. I don't know why there two. Yeah. And then you are now policies. Now, first we were talking about the settings. Now we are talking about policies. So they are tenant policies, configuration elements impacting entire organization. Just remember, when everything is tenant wide, absolutely, this is the impacting entire organization. And then use when NUMPAR user policies assigned. So if you apply, let's say, a user policy, then it's going to override what you have. So you are saying, okay, this was for the entire tenant, and now I have some messaging or other policies for the users only. So users will take preference on that. The same with the team. So the logic you see, you can apply policies on teams, users, tenant, and play with this. I will suggest, being a technical person, the best thing is to spend some time and look at these different settings. And if you have questions, feel free to let us know, and also read some more like TechNet article if you want. So now we are going like scenarios. If you are deploying a team, then they ask, okay, we want to have different teams for different organizations. So maybe Bob is in the IT, is more kind of want to have restrictive settings. Carol, she is in the IT like department. I was trying to find the best balance between user freedom and IT control. So this is Aaron, works in the IT department of adventure sports. So Aaron wants to have more and more productivity and doesn't like restrictions a lot. So we can match all of those things. So how it is designed, we're just going to explain where a setting is configured, teams, group settings. Can it be user specific or global? So yes, it could be global setting, it could be user specific, it could be groups. Their team setting, right? So when we are saying why teams, I'd let you to set up your teams like email integration, cloud storage, all of that. So these are, by the way, labs which we have. So when I was doing like checking, I think the Teams lab, I was for some reason it was not step by step able to access it. I emailed them. Let's see if they come back right now. Otherwise, we have this tenant, and we can walk you through that. But there's the step by step. I think they're gonna send me as well. So like we do the team setting, then we do the demo for them, and we also ask the user, to do it. So team policies, and here, like if you click on this link, this will take you exactly the same place where it tells you how to configure it. We do have in the lab too, but let me click on this, see what happens. So if I click on this, so it's gonna open up here, and it will tell you exactly how to configure a message policy. So editing a message policy, how to configure that. So in the tenant, which you see, admin center, go to messaging policy, right? So if you go here, so let's say where we have, okay, here is the manage teams, which we were talking about. Meetings, messaging policies is here, right? So these are the things you can always go and configure what it is doing, and the users are able to. We want them to practice on it and configure that. So this is more on the each concept, let them practice it, right? So we did it, demonstrate, let them exercise. Naming of teams, you have how to name, why to name it. And again, this is coming from Azure. So I remember I told you how the team is built up on like different on the Azure and also on the using Office 365 platform. So this is now taking it from the Azure side. So a little bit explain on that. Retention policy. Everybody is interested to know how long my messages can be retained, what will happen to channel, like all of those kind of things. So again, you can decide yourself how long is the retention period you want to do, like Teams retention, files, use retention policy of SharePoint and OneDrive for business, chat, messages, chat. So how you can do it. Again, read it, and you will be able to find out what it is. Expiration policies, again, by default, teams exist until they are deleted. Retention policies ask team owners to renew their teams. This helps to limit stress. For example, I created some teams, and I get like, if after maybe 90 days, there's, oh, I haven't used this team. So if you want to retain it, extend this. Otherwise, they're gonna purge it. So these are the things important when we are deciding like how long we want to retain the team. Otherwise, there will be so many teams. So we are asking them now, the users, to configure this one. And role-based access, again, in the team service administrator, what kind of are there and how to configure that. So then you get a lot of questions like external versus guest access. How can I do the external access, right? So how can I configure the federation, how it happens? So again, we have step-by-step instructions for you how you can do that. Guest access, how to do it, how to configure. That is some kind of problem you will see. A lot of people will be asking you how to configure that. And once you do the labs, I think the partners are more comfortable of explaining what can be done and what cannot be done. So this is here we are asking them to configure that. They like instruction, and then a little bit on the adoption, right? So even it's SMB, but we still feel it is very important to make sure they use it, right? So it's not in IT we always feel, okay, we know how to, but think about HR, think about business, think about teachers. Like, I don't think they have used the Teams and they know all the features and functionalities and how it could be beneficial. So we need to provide them online kind of and the training for them, adoption training, one time or continuous. We have so many documentation which we have that you can share with them, give them a session. And we also have ProSkey, like it's more for the enterprise, to be on a side, that if you want to, like as a partner, if you want to build like a practice on adoption and change management, that is also a good thing to do. So I just put a link here for you there. So build your training strategy, focus on why, like real scenarios. Again, this can help you. Are you familiar with the customer immersion experience, like CIE? Anyone knows about that?
Yep.
Yeah. So CIE is more like that you want to show the users like they can in real time use it. So you give them account and say, okay, this is the task. Let's working as a team. And we have this the same, like if you look at the CDX platform, there are demos, there are also like CDX experience, they can actually become, let's say it's an HR, it's a sales, it's a marketing, they can get a role and they can do it. So if you if the partners wants to make money, especially this situation during COVID stuff, I think it's really good for them to run online CIEs, not only on Teams, but also on security thing. So that is something, encourage your partners to build that practice on customer immersion experience, right? So build capacity through methods like crawl, walk, run, that kind of thing, on-site training, virtual training, self-help resources, live sports, all of those things are possible there. So that's kind of on the teams. Any questions for supported languages on the team? Just I put it in the appendix that you have. And here are more resources and certifications. If you are like they want to do pass some exams on the team, we have this one. Yeah, I just put it in the appendix. So any questions on the teams? Who from you is actually working on the team? Like, is this something you guys have delivered training before? Or this is something you are interested, tell me about that.
This is one of the most requested components of collaborative platform, in my opinion, nowadays in Russia. We see just a boom implosion of requests for demos, for trainings, for both big customers and but mostly big and middle customers. That's what I see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good idea to share the knowledge with the partners so they can build it. And we are also seeing a huge growth globally on the team's adoption, because many have already licenses, they never used it, or now with the COVID, like they want to use it now and they want to buy it and going to the trial and then they want to have it. So I think this is like again highly adopted now, and we want to make sure we do more and more on this. And again, you will get the labs on as part of this once you have it. So you will do the labs. So let me see if I can. I don't know. I think yeah. So there's not like there is a step by step like the labs. All of those steps which I shared, the similar way I was showing here in the lab. the similar way you will get the security, this too there. So similar way you will get it. By the way, another thing, while we are here in the lab, it's not even there. So like you see the time here, 39 minutes remaining and all of that. So if you want to save it, you can save it here, and then it will also start from the beginning or start. So it can run unlimited like time here. So it's not we are saying you have to finish this lab. You can save it and then you can come back. You can do another day. That is also possible. But you have to go through these steps. We will provide you more collateral on this with the guideline, and then you can run with that. But I think I will, once I test it, the timings, how long it takes for each lab, and then I will put the timings, which will do a little bit more guideline there, so you can see. But this is right now only the security. This is similar ways. All of them are here. So I will share with you the other ones. Okay, so let's go back to this one was the teams, and now go to the other modules. I don't know how many of you are registered for the sales training too, because I think it's on, we are doing it on Thursday. I don't know. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. So if you are doing all the technical, if you are doing also sales, so that is also something, or maybe at least you will get the slides. So you will have the slides and you can leverage that during your sales if you want to do that as well. Now we are doing the device management. So that's another, I would say, the module here, very important, especially if they want to provide device as a service or autopilot. How many of you are familiar with Intune, right? And how many of you are familiar with the Intune and are maybe using a little bit in your daily life? Anyone? No, we are more talking about a little bit on the security and device management side. Yeah. Anyone like on the security, you are familiar with the Intune?
Just a couple of us, as I see, hands up.
Okay. Nice. So we do have hands up, which is good. I was not looking at the. So this is something when you do this training. So good idea to ask audience that what kind of scenario you see in the mobile device management. Like tell me what kind of two approaches you have, or two approaches, or I would say two scenarios that the devices can be managed. What you think, what the people can have, right? Like two type of scenarios. So
It's company owned or bring your own device.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or kiosk.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, it could be bring your own device, like your personal, or mobile device management, which is company owned, or it could be kiosk, which is third one, but like it's not like a lot used. So endpoint management is like new name which we do, but endpoint management does have in that also the Intune. So we are more working on the Intune with also endpoint manager as a config manager too. But here we are focused on the Intune because in business premium we don't have the config manager license. It's an extra. So in the securing the devices, we can have. Let me also put here. Yeah, I have to upgrade that. We are also doing the Mac. Yeah. So you can manage all of these devices. It could be Android, tablet, laptop, all of those things can be managed through Intune, and it has full capabilities of Intune. So we always go and show a little bit the interface, here, if we go here, and let me take you to the endpoint manager. So these things, like really, really important that you show them the actual interface. what we mean, and everybody should be, from the attendee perspective, they should be logged on to here, and they should know, okay, what the dashboard is providing us, what kind of settings we have, what we are doing, like if they are having device compliance, what they can see here. I mean, it's not much data here, right? So, but when you do the lab, you will be able to configure that, and then you will have like devices registered here, and we did create the labs as part of this. So this is the interface you will see, and you will show them. And now if you go a little bit further, and yeah, this was the demonstration as an instructor you have to give. And now here we are giving them a concept, like what is mobile application management and what is mobile device management, right? So that's another thing. The difference should be very clear for them, like personal devices, and then the no device enrollment required here and here. So you can also, the feature which I want to make sure everyone is clear, like why we use the BYOD, like it's again depends, give the flexibility, and based on the type of organization you have, so we can manage both of them if we through the Intune if we want, and it will not if we want to delete that, you can also partially wipe out the CORP data, CORP apps. You don't need to touch the personal contacts from there. So remember, if they are BYOD scenario we are doing, we will just do the partial wipeout from them. So these are some scenarios you can tell them. Again, you don't need to go to each and every slide for them. The idea is to show them how this is a use case. Specifically this slide, I will encourage you to spend like 3-4 minutes and tell them how you can make sure that you have a accessing email, or you have a OneDrive, and you can restrict it. They cannot copy paste on the personal drive. And we do have a lab on this. So they will go through the lab, you will go through the lab, having that scenario up there. And this one is unmanaged devices, right? So this is like bring your own devices scenario, which I explained, and they should be able to do the demonstration. The second one is mobile device management, and this is more kind of enrollment required. So these are the steps, what they need to do. Device compliance, manage devices, manage apps. Again, while we are doing it, it's a good idea to show them how the things are going, how the device enrollment works, show them device enrollment we do have in the lab. So they will be you will be walking them through some of the policies we want them to configure, like view device inventory, remote lock, retire, all of that kind of stuff is there. So that is again demonstration. And then we are doing the app protection policies. All this thing you will demonstrate and they will configure. Now you can see how important this is, that you finish the lab 2 times at least before, and then you show them, because we don't have unlimited time that we can learn during the training. So you will do the lab, you will go through them, and then you show them like how they can do it on their tenant. So here you will also get the conditional access, more like device retirement kind of stuff is there. So that is on the.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
How many labs are there in the total? Different sessions, I mean?
Yeah, so we have, if we go back here, let's see if we go back to the agenda. So in device management, we have labs. Teams, we have labs. Security, we have lab. Business-wise, we have. So these 4 modules have labs. And in each section, if we are explaining concept, then we give a lab. Then another concept, we give a lab. So let's say in device management, we have 3 or 4 scenarios that they have to do. Teams, again, they have small, maybe 7 or 8. And in business-wise, we have 3 or 4 bigger scenarios. So each section has a lab. And in that lab, we have 3 or 4 scenarios.
Okay, and that means that they need to run 4 different sessions, right? From the labs, like 4 different virtual machines going to be run?
Yeah, good question. Oh. So we will have they will get let's say when they finish the first lab, so it will be a complete lab then when they finish the lab one, everyone will get a virtual machine. So they will finish the first lab, then they can go to second lab, then they can, but it's the same tenant they will get. And in the same tenant, they will be able to do these labs. So they are not, let's say, dependent upon each other. If you cannot finish, let's say, teams like security, you should be able to, there's very little dependency on the security on the mobile device management. But if you have not even finished the security, still you can do the team. So you will have 2 VMs, in other words, in the lab. And one is we have extra VM for the autopilot, which I will share with you. But then all these scenarios which I am explaining, you will be able to do on the same tenant with one VM. The other VM you will use for the autopilot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let's see if we go back now. How? Tell me, like, what is autopilot? Anyone know what is autopilot? Want to explain a little bit?
That's quite a useful tool that helps a customer to deploy his client PCs to the production, to the IT environment as soon as possible. There are multiple scenarios available, and starting from the zero-touch installations and deployments, and some additional scenarios with a kind of more things to configure. For example, some guided deployments for user. Like that.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. So also give me a little bit more background on that. So it's, first of all, it's Windows 10 only. The autopilot which we are talking about, that's a Windows 10 feature only. And in the past, like there's an IT department, and then you give the every person the IT has to reimage the device, make it ready for one person. It takes a lot of time. So with the autopilot, what is happening? You see the Intune like here in the interface. So what we can always do is we can always manage all of these things from the Intune, right? So let me see if I can get that, or we can come back into the lab with this. So let's first explain the concept, right? So now if I have Windows 10 machine, I am, let's say, Denver today, and my employer wants to ship it, so they can send it directly from manufacturer to me, my home. And as soon as I enter my username and password or go to the internet, and it will download my profile, everything what I have, and then I will be up and running. So no need to unbox and do anything on the device, but everything is done on the Intune. So that helps in standardization. Like if you have 100 users, if you want to have groups of people having a similar kind of profile, like they have teams and all, so you can do it. You can set the password policies, compliance, and everything that can be managed. So it reduces a lot of time, and it also provides a lot of flexibility for the IT department to remotely do everything what they want. So standardization and consistency is the key for that. And this is kind of Windows 10 feature, which you get autopilot. But remember, the management and everything needs to be done through the Intune, because there you are setting the policies, you are doing everything. And as part of this session, what we want to land a message, by the way, I will update this slide. This one, I got a new one slide from this year, so I will add that. So explain the concept and explain this step. Like you have to add devices to Intune, create an autopilot device group, create all of those things. And I put also screenshot for this year. So if you go to Windows in the Intune, let me see if that one is even. Because we are always changing actually a lot of things, so let me see what we have here. Okay, because let's see. Yeah, I just want to see whether the interface has changed. I might have to then update this Windows. Let's say by platform, what we get. Okay, and if we go to Windows enrollment, yeah. So here, automatic enrollment, you see like different of the settings what you have. And by the way, we have given that step-by-step instruction on the lab how to go through this and create it. But when I did this, tested this scenario, I actually took the screenshot, right? So if you look here, and I explain the steps here, and as part of that, you can also create a serial number. So if you go to devices in the Windows, and then in the devices, how you can do you can add the devices to Intune through a CSV file, because there might be 100. And if you want to generate, you need a serial number or ID. So how you can do it manually, just testing for yourself. If you look at the speaker notes, so I have like their scenario, and you can do it. And I think we also gonna record a video and put it here to generate and then other one is autopilot device group. So let's say you want to see 10 people are here. So when I was doing this, I just show you how to do it. But in the lab, these are the steps. Windows autopilot, and then you can do the autopilot deployment profile, and then you need to assign this profile to the device. So that is it might be you already know that. It might be a lot of information for some of you, but don't worry. Once you review the deck and do the lab, so then you will be able to uh, grasp what we are talking today. Or maybe you already do that. Maybe you're already expert on it. So I always encourage partners to develop managed services, device as a service there, and how they can leverage it and start with the autopilot and use the Intune to manage all of their devices, provide them what they're looking for in combination with the secure score. So that kind of thing, if they're building the managed services, they should be able to do that. And here, this is the exercise I was showing you. They need to do that there. Yeah. Okay. So any questions we have on the mobile device management slide? Looks like good. Okay. So, and by the way, speaker notes as always are here, right? So you have stuff here when you do this, like, and if you feel some more, let me know. And we are planning to do the video as part of this as well, right? Okay, save. And let me see the other module. Yeah, business wise. So this one was not last year. This is brand new, what I have. Okay, so just for a second, I'm gonna unshare my desktop because I want to just open my email and see if we have got the lab for the business wise, because that was also testing there. So let's see if I get that while I am doing it, guys. Any questions? Are you when you are thinking that you will planning to deliver this this training to your partner? Okay. No, no reply. Just give me. I'm just typing. I'm checking on my side that if I can share with you the lab which we have. Okay.
The first trainings will start in September, mid-September.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So maybe you need fast, huh? You need faster. Okay. So let me see why it did that. I want to see. Okay. So here you go. I like to see if we can open this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I think that is not coming up. But let me just try one thing more. Otherwise, we have to uh, because they're just operating in real time, man. So that's what is happening. Yeah.
You have the first tab with Open Lab, not saved and open, and it asks you to save or cancel the current lab.
Yeah, because this is like open for everyone, right? So this is okay. So we can do that too, but it shouldn't. If this is doing this, then it shouldn't do that because they are. Let's see. I can cancel this one. Cancel. I can say end. Okay. And my lab, no problem. You are right. So I can see if this is a case, we have to make sure they fix this one. But I can see. How many of you, by the way, know the the business wise? Like, do you know what is business wise overall? Have you heard about the business wise from Microsoft?
What do you mean by business-wise?
Okay, so this is something. Okay, you're right. I think it doesn't let me do two. Good to know. So we'll make sure we have all of them. So business wise, let me, while it is doing that, I think let me explain a little bit. So right now you see my teams here, and in the teams, this I have this one. If I click on the call, right, and in the call I have the capability of dialing to the PSTN, right? I have the capability of dialing to the PSTN, and then I have call, park, and all the functionality. But major thing is like I can dial your number, and I will be get assigned a number. So that is calling to PSTN. But what it is overall, so let me gives you a little bit background on it, and then we will go into the lab. So Team does provide the calling features, like if you just look at my screen before, you have contacts, history, voicemail, that you can use Teams as your phone. How many of you have today your number on the team? Like you, I know Microsoft Team has, but what about any of you? Do you have enterprise voice enabled on your enterprise voice? Then I will explain what's the difference between enterprise voice or business voice. Do you have any number on your team today that if someone calls you, like they can dial, like for example, look at this has a number 435-672 something. Do you have that number in your team's client?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
It's not available here.
Okay. Yeah, so it means this is something we provide, but maybe you don't have that enable, or you don't have the license like E5 or Business 5. So remember, once you enable that, like you can use Teams as your full PBX platform. You don't need to have a PBX. If you can make phone calls, it will work like 911. Everything you can do on the PBX, you can much more do on you can use it as your telephony system.
So you don't need calling plans for that.
Okay, so let me go into that, like calling plan or without calling plan. Let's park a plan, and let's park this question, and I will come back to this, like what is calling plan and what is without calling plan. Yeah. So let me explain this after like 3 or 4 minutes when the slides comes. Yeah. So here, just you look at like I was saying, the phone number, you have a dial pad. Right now, you don't have in your team because you are not enabled for that. So that makes sense. And what you can do if you have enterprise-wise, business-wise enabled, you can place, receive, hold calls. You get like a number, actual number from your region. You can do device switching from maybe your mobile phone to your actual desk phone. If you are, that can also be enrolled on the team or from your PC. You can have distinctive ring, call history, all of those things you can imagine. And this is more. You can see, delegate feature, call pod, group call answering, call queues, all of those things we remember when we were doing in the beginning. We have the introduction, right? So it's little bit scope here. And now question becomes when you're asking like whether you need a calling plans or what. So there are two ways for micro that you have to make a phone calls. One is through the calling plans, and one is through the bring your own calling plan or through the direct routing. What is the difference between the two? But let's talk first about the calling plans. It means that Microsoft can provide you the calling plans. You can purchase that from Microsoft. We can also give you the DID number, your phone number, and then you can make calls based on the calling plans that you have. The confusion becomes also, remember I put only available in US, UK, and Canada. So let's not confuse this thing with enterprise-wise, because enterprise-wise we have that is available, I think 70 plus countries that you can get calling plans from Microsoft. But right now we are talking about business-wise. So business-wise means just like we have business premium SKU, that is up to 300 users only. So that SKU, the calling plan we have is only available in US, Canada, and UK. So that's the difference with business-wise. Here you need the calling plans to make the calls and the features which I discussed. But let's say you don't have a calling plan, as your customers don't have a calling plan, or even if it's not available in that region, specifically business-wise, which I say this is available in US, Canada, and UK. So that before, like also there's a communication credits to which we have, like if you want to do the toll-free numbers or some kind of pay-as-you-go countries, you have that as well. But let's go a little bit more to, same with the cardio conferencing you can get. I want to go to the, I think they're talking too much about the porting numbers. So this one I mean is no. If you don't have the calling plan, then you have session border controller. You need to have a session border controller, and then you can connect with your telco. It could be any telco in your region. It could be if you're in Germany, Deutsche Telekom. I am not familiar with like other countries, what telcos you have, like telephone providers. So we can connect that telco. It's not a physical kind of connection, but it is like under SPC, they provide you a IP or whatever username, password, and whatever you have telephonic contract with them, your customers, so they can connect it. And then you can get all the features which I was showing you. And if they have a third-party PBX, they can retire it, or they can also connect the teams. They can use the teams here, and then they can do they can integrate with their third-party PBX. So this will be more controlling everything, and then they can use. And sometimes they ask, can I have like faxing and the pager and all of that kind of stuff. So once you have SPC, session border controller, then they also provide that kind of features there, and you are able to use the faxing and all of that kind of stuff there. I did a session with Audio Codes and Ribbon, I think 2 months ago, and I will be happy to share the recording with you. And there we specifically talk on this scenario, that how you can bring your own calling plans from telcos through the teams, how you can do it, and what kind of services they have. Happy to share with you that recording also. So that was kind of, it answers your question. I forgot what was your name that you asked, like you need to have a calling plan or no?
Well, yes and no. So I didn't quite understand if you need a calling plan for making internal calls using extensions.
So if you want to make a call to each other, let's say I want to make a call to you within my organization, within Microsoft on Teams, you don't need any calling plan because everything is routing internally, going through the internet. You don't need to do HO.
Yes, but that's going to be through Teams. I'm
Yes.
not going to call through the extension.
Right. No, if you do the, if no, you are talking about the extension. So you mean,
Yes.
when you mean extension, because normally on the Teams, I mean, you can have extension, but on the Teams, normally how we call it, we just like go to contacts and make a phone call, right? That's the normal process we are doing. In the PBX world, you have like 4-digit extension, and then you are dialing that extension from your physical phone.
Correct.
And then you make it, right?
Yes.
So for that purpose, remember, you need to have first of all the PBX. You know, PBX
Correct.
with the phone system. Phone system mean if I go here into the let's say here, and you need to first have the phone system from the team. So you cannot do out of the box through the, you cannot do out of the box from the business premium. Then you need to buy a SKU from Microsoft, like I will share with you in the licensing. And then you can, if you want to get, let's say, auto attendant, right, internal only, and if you want to define some extension calling, you can do it. Then you don't need, again, if you route the calls through local only, then you don't need the calling plans, but it will not make sense to do it. I will encourage, if you want to do, let's say, using it as a PBX, so better to get like full phone system with calling plan or direct routing. So if you want to make a call not only to extension, but if you want to make a call to any cell phone or PSTN,
so you can
then
make
you
also
can make a
communicate
call.
with the outside world as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's very important to understand here what is the difference between calling plans and direct routing, and like without calling plans, right? You can do both ways, and that is kind of, I want to. It's tricky. The people who are not coming from the PBX world, right? So if you get a calling plan from Microsoft, let me see if we have a nice slide here in the beginning. Yeah, it's. Let me tell you here. I think we have one thing here, and maybe that's a good point to add one. Here you go. So that was when we were talking about the introduction, and there was one slide here. Yeah, this one here. So there are two options, like either you can get the calling plans here, right? So you can get the calling plans from Microsoft. You can make calls, external, internal, whatever you want, auto attendant, you can do that, no problem. Or it is not possible in some countries to get this calling plan, especially the business wise, which I am talking about. Then you work with your telcos and ask them, they already have existing contract, connect this with our phone system, right? Like with the Teams. And here is then a SBC, session border controller, that we require to that connection to happen. The same thing they will get, which they were getting from calling plans like external calls. So you need either one of that. In very rare scenarios, they can get both if they want, like if they need a backup. But this is a little bit deeper concept for the direct routing that we have. So you can get calling plans, or you can get direct routing in Teams from the telcos. So that is something possible in the business wise, which is I will share with you in next slide. That is again another charge that they have to pay in order to get the business wise. Is it clear, or it's more confused?
Perfectly clear. Thank you.
Okay, good, good. So let me see. Let me kill this introduction, discard. Okay, so let's go to the, yeah, I hope it will explain a little bit more. So here in the labs, we are asking them like without calling plans, right? So now here we are talking about without calling plans to SPC, what you can do, what are other benefits of this? So you can have interoperability with third party, like you can leverage existing PSTN from the telco. You can do the you can decide how you want to integrate with your phone system. So that is possible. With session border controllers, you can use, try to look at this, and even you can read more, like what's the certification mechanism which we use on the Microsoft. So in the SPC, you can place it either on the customer side, or the partner can host it. This session border. So this is a little bit deeper concept, but I will, if you are interested more, as I said, we did 2 webinars recently, and just remind me, and I will happy to share with you so you can get much better understanding what it is, because I cannot do justice in 5 minutes of explaining this direct routing if you are not familiar with the background. So happy to give you video on that. So when we want to configure direct routing, how to configure that. So this is more direct routing kind of stuff there. And then Teams calling features, giving you some capability, calling policy, caller ID, call park, so these are all the things which are. So let's look at the last, maybe that will make more sense now. Don't need this one here. Okay. Resources. Okay, let me click on this here. Yeah. So you will get like in one pod, everything, this is like just doing one lab because we are testing it. But once you get it, you will have all like 4 security teams, mobile device management, and business device lab all here. And then you can do one by one all of those labs. So okay, so here we have, so if you look here, the scenarios, what we want to give is like switch to client 1, which you are already there, and which we signed in there, and then you are going to Explorer, get the public IP. Just follow these steps. But I want to share with you what kind of things which we are doing here. What is the intention for that? This is just still setting it up, like admin center, how you're going. So you're running the script. When you run the script, what it is actually doing on the back end, it is trying to configure a session border. But what we want you to do is run everyone should understand how to run the business-wise visit. So if you go to a tenant, by the way, have you seen so far how to, have you signed on before to the enterprise-wise or business-wise tenant, or no?
Not yet.
Okay. So once you when you do it, so normally if you are here in the admin center, here is one card. It asks you if you want to enable the business-wise, run the setup visit, right? So that is something you have to do. And this is, we are asking the users, so they are familiar how to run the setup visit there. So if I go, and I just want to see, maybe we put a video on that, how to run the setup visit there. So if you go there before the direct routing, let me see. And these are the videos, by the way. I am not worried about that at this side. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so, okay. Is this one? No, no. Yeah, I think it should be included in this section. So just see this. You will, once you have the lab, I think you will do it. But I think you will be able to. Okay, it's a hidden slide actually. It's the hidden slide. So I have to, okay, enable editing. Enable editing. Wow, okay. It's opening up. So I want to unhide this one. Okay. I also want to unhide this one. This one. So let's see if we can play this. No. So this is talking about the number porting. That is fine. I want to see if we put the video or not here. So maybe the video is not here in this. I was thinking I can share with you because I have already run the setup visit on my tenant. So I cannot share with you how to run that visit. But I am surprised. We should have one slide here that should be able to show how you can run this setup visit. So if it's not there, I will add it. Then that's a good thing to know. For some reason, looks like we have not added that video for running the setup visit. Even it was basic, but I think it's a good idea to have it here. So once you go to the tenant, by the way, it always asks you run the setup visit, and it's a simple step to set up the tenant and run that visit. Let's see. No, it's not. We don't have that slide just for running the setup visit. So I will add that, but these are simple steps that you need to do next. And if you go to the lab, that's what it is explaining here. Running the setup visit. So if you sign on here with the, then select setup. If you click on setup, then you have to follow the step getting started. In this case, a placeholder, so you can select what you want to do. You need to add a phone system, virtual user. You can also assign a number. As I said, you can assign, we have 5 user licenses. You can get numbers there also assigned to you, and you can even make real calls as part of that. So the cost is 0.0 for you, and you will have this also as part of that. You will get. So just follow these steps. And I will make sure I also add a video as part of this. I think we have the video, but we have not added it here. So I will add that, and you will get it. So this is the labs on business-wise. So if you see here in the deck, we have asked many things. Again, you don't need to go through each and everything what you require, but remember to make sure clear the concept for direct routing and calling plans, and then show them like how you can do the number porting, how you can configure the through the videos, like if you want to configure direct routing, this is the setting which we have here. Adding a voice route to that routing. All of these steps are like, these are hidden slides, so you can review them. So that is kind of hands-on. And then there is a Teams calling features, what you can have. So calling policies. So these are also things you can configure under users, like different policies. So you can see how you can assign these policies, like call park in the admin section. Like so, these are all settings you can do step by step. Caller ID policy, emergency policy, how you can set it up. So all of these things are, I mean, this is a lot for the feature wise, but I thought it's a good idea for you guys to know that it is all we can provide. That all is possible, and we can we are able to provide you all of this. Yeah. Configure call park and share. So this is all there. And then a little bit on the meetings. So if you want to do audio conferencing and devices, you can connect physical phone. You can have video conferencing. Everything is possible. So yeah, look at this. I think we have to. Yeah, this will be changed here. That's why we have, yeah. So all of this stuff is here for your reference. So other important thing I want to touch base is the creating the call queues and auto attendance. They will ask most of the time, well, can we create an auto attendance, like press 1 for this, press 2 for this? Yes, you can definitely create that, and you will also do a lab on it. But for the simplicity, like if you look here under the device, you have the capability of creating the phone numbers, auto attendant, and you will do a lab. Like we do have a lab for this, and then you can create an auto attendant. While it is coming up here, let me show you what we have the lab. So phone numbers, you select this here. Okay, first name, last name, voice calling policies, or you configure the calling policies. So whatever you see you are doing, like call park, how to configure it, configure holiday if you want to configure the auto attendant, like from Monday to Friday. Otherwise, it will go onto the voicemail, so you can decide the timings. So we are asking you to configure an auto attendant, and we are also asking you to configure a call queue, how the call should be routed and whether it should go to reception or to the agents. And so you can assign them the number. And then you also have a session border controller. I don't know how much that interests you, but this is something for sure important if you want to do bring your own calling plans and configure with the telco. So if you are not coming from again from a PBX background, that might be too much information for you. But if you follow the steps here in this lab, I think you will be able to do that. Yeah. So I think this is bigger lab. We have to again check. If we're testing it, I think Mark, my colleague, is testing for this year. Let's go back here. So I was saying, yeah, so this is the auto attendance. So you can decide like what you want to give it a name, where you want to send it, time zone, and holiday schedule, and everything. You can have it here. And this one is here is the holiday schedule, like very simple thing, like tenant wise. When you want to configure auto attendance, you need a holiday schedule, so people know what to do. So that was more kind of on the feature of auto attendant and calling plans. Yeah, how to configure it. Again, we have the videos as part of that. A little bit about the manageability, how you want to manage that. So we have this here. Any questions on the business wise? We call it business wise as it's less than 300 user. And then the calling plans on this is offered into the only offered into US, UK, and Canada. And in the sales training, we have more information, to be honest, on this, but I am not thinking after doing this session, we should add 1 or 2 slides here just to give you a pricing also on the onto the business wise side. So it will be a good idea for you or here, or at least add into the introduction 1 or 2 slides so you know what is the difference between business wise and enterprise wise with the licensing perspective. So yeah, I will add that. Now there is a last section which we have is this one in the agenda, and that is the favorite section for most of the instructor because you don't have to do the work, the class has to do the work, right? So let me show you how. Okay, let's open it up. So this one here is the, let's enable editing here. So create and present a managed services solution. So what they have learned, right? Like you give them 6 modules now, and now we want to kind of ask them to pitch this. So they remember what they have. So when I am delivering this session, I normally also tell them in the beginning, guys, at the end of this course, you have to present as a group. So they pay more attention of doing this. So how it works is like you ask them, okay, what you have learned, and we will give you a scenario. You have to create a compelling solution, and then present your solution in the peer. So again, it will be all virtual. So instructor will create, if we have like 25, so maybe you can create 3 groups, 7, 7, 7, or 8 people group, and then give them a scenario. So what is the scenario? So scenario is here. This one is one. So the challenge associated with their IT system is to refresh new office cause, to reconsider their overall technology strategy. What they need, they want to have a modern system to communicate and collaborate internally and externally, a better setup for remote and flexible working. And the challenge is they have existing phone system, which is costly, and the current system doesn't provide them a lot of collaboration capabilities. So how can come up with the solution that provide them the email feature, all the voice capabilities, the phone system, but also more, I would say, the collaboration along with security. So they will ask them, no, they create 1 or 2 slides and then present it back to the group. So once they work in as a group, like 8 people or whatever the size of the class you have, and then they all come back and then present to the all 25 people. So maybe give them 5 minutes to present the solution. They will create the slide. For example, here the solution could be, and we put the solution also in the speaker notes. Okay, guys, we're gonna give you M365 Business Premium. It has the business voice capabilities, all the PBX feature. It can gives you the collaboration capabilities on the teams. You can do online meetings, all of that collaboration, and also along with the security. So that could be the solution for that. The second one here, here they need to maintain strict security, and so their challenge is like they have high security requirements. They want to have sensitive customer content, and they are across the globe. So they are looking for a solution they can work remotely in a secure environment, right? So they don't want to share their information. The similar way, they're going to come up with the solution. And again, look at the size. So size is 34 employees. So essentially, we have up to 300 user. This business premium is up to 300 user, which we were talking about, right? And then they can recommend this solution, and this has all the capabilities which we discussed. They can explain that, present to the group, and the group can ask questions too. And we have to record it. We have to record this section, and then this is the proof of execution that the training happened. So we will strongly encourage to record it and keep it with you, and we know that this is done. Again, the third one, co-prepare, how they help how they are serving the community, and how they were able to keep the data, like the sensitive information, PIA, and phishing attack, how they were able to, how M365 Business Premium can help them. Right, so this is something that challenges this one that we have to, so this is the scenario. They work on that, let them work, you drink coffee and let them finish. And here in the speaker notes, we have the hints for the instructor what to do it. So yeah, with this, I think we are good with the contents, what I have to cover today. And we will share with you the contents, as I said, next week when it will be released. But now I am open for questions. We have 11 minutes, so let me know if you have any questions. So any questions, anything? What about the contents? Do you like the content? Do you feel like this is something you can deliver once we give you the decks and the labs?
Absolutely, this is something what we will love to deliver.
Excellent. What about others?
It needs preparation, but I think that it's feasible.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everything needs preparation.
And
there's no doubt in that. Yeah.
And if this is delivered, remotely, in webinars, usually you get a lot of attendees, but not all of them pay attention. So if we are registering 20, 25 attendees, as you suggested, then we need to ensure that it's going to worth delivering for those 25 attendees. You see where I'm going with this. So there are no reservation for seats without actually doing, and because it's a huge one.
Yeah, yeah, and you can even do 20, right? So it's up to you what you feel comfortable. And I will say pair up with someone, right? Like don't deliver all alone, and have another person of your team that
Sure.
you can work on, and they can take care on the chat, and you can share. Someone can deliver Teams, someone can deliver the security. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for this one. One last question is, so what's next? Will you share something with all the attendees in regards to the material, maybe something that's going to be shared in OneDrive, or is there going to be a follow-up session for this? So what's the next steps in regards to this material? And I mean, how do we keep on track with this, since some things are going to be ready next week or the week after?
Yeah. So the plan is we will share a link with the attendees, and they can download all the slide decks and also how to book the labs, everything. And if you are the instructor, which you are, I think, which you want to deliver to others, so we can also create your profile as an instructor, and we will add you in the teams as part of the teams. And I will share this with the local Microsoft team, which you have. And there we will also be making announcements, everything with you. But for sure, this group, which is in the call, expect something in the email next week, in the middle of next week. And there you will be fully able to get the decks and also how to book the labs.
Fantastic. Thank you for all the work done and sharing this with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, you are welcome. Anyone else? Looks like we are good. Then anything from Microsoft Teams, Stu or Olha, do you want to see anything before we disconnect the call?
Well, thank you so much for the session. It was very packed with useful information, and thank you all for your participation. We will definitely place the location of the files probably here over the chat box just to make it quicker for you to access. But also, in case you have some questions, please use those emails of your partner channel marketing managers in your regions, or reach out to me and to Anne directly. And thank you so much again. Wishing you a great continuation of the day.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.